Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the Vakrangee Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Dinesh Nandwana, Managing Director and Group CEO, Vakrangee Limited. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. Good day, dear ladies and gentlemen. It is a pleasure to greet you all once again on behalf of our Board of Directors and Senior Management. We begin by thanking all of you for having spare time in joining us here today to discuss our second quarter earnings for the financial year 2023. Today we have emerged as a go-to market platform for the rural India for various business verticals, including the new age fintech and digital platform. We are building India's largest last mile distribution platform and emerging as the physical plus digital ecosystem with a pan-India presence. Today we have more than 24,887 outlets spread across 33 states and union territories, 595 districts and 5,834 postal codes. Our 82% outlets are present in deep rural tier 4 to 6 locations. This kind of presence makes us the partner of choice for any new business partners who wish to make their products services available in rural India. We have a clear focus on market expansion and strengthen our first mover advantage. Thereby, our plan is to achieve our long-term outlet expansion target of 75,000 next-gen outlets within the next 18 months. This will mark our presence across 100% districts and postal code of the country and will make us India's largest last-mile rural distribution platform with a physical presence. Recently, we have launched new attractive pricing for all our Kendra models, including the 100% refundable deposit models for ATM services, as well as we introduced our master franchisee initiative, whereby we are in the process of appointing district-level master franchisees across the country. We have successfully appointed master franchisee in 53 districts across 15 states across the country. These master franchisees would provide on-ground operational support to the existing franchisee as well as drive new franchisee acquisition. This would lead to help us scale at a faster pace and expand on a pan-India basis. We believe this master franchisee initiative is a game changer and strengthens our local field presence and operational control at the ground level. We plan to achieve 100% district coverage over the next 12 months. These new initiatives would help us scale up a much faster pace and thereby achieve our long-term targets well ahead of targeted timelines. Since the last quarter, we have launched additional franchisee commission incentive schemes. These additional incentives are transitory in nature but would lead to a quick payback for the franchisee, thereby creating positive word of mouth and driving strong new franchisee interest. Strong word of mouth and referral incentives along with pan-India marketing have resulted into higher lead funnel for franchisee acquisition. We have a strong foothold and brand presence in rural India, and our customer trust us with their day-to-day banking needs. During Q2 financial year 23, we opened 5.5 lakhs bank account, 1.7 lakh insurance and pension policies, and did more than 1.93 crore banking transactions with a gross transaction value of rupees 9,688 crore. While currently in nascent, the Indian neo-banking user base is expected to grow fast at 80% plus yearly over the next 5 years. There is a huge under-penetrated rural market with huge retail and MSME customer base. Further, there is a lack of trust with the current rural customer base. Therefore, physical presence and assistance is a key differentiator. Going forward, we are well structured to transition into neo-bank as we plan to launch neo-banking services through our Bharat Easy Mobile Super App platform. Through this, we are focused to evolve into unique online to offline platform whereby there would be assistance available through the physical Kendra network along with digital neo-banking services. Further, we have a strong existing retail customer base in rural India, and we are focused on affordable pricing and unique online to offline consumer experience. With respect to the proposed demerger of the non-core banking of e-governance and IT/ITES as a separate entity, we would like to update that we have received the approval for demerger from Stock Exchange and have now filled the application for NCLT approval. We believe the proposed demerger would unlock the potential of the core Vakrangee Kendra business in the current listed entity with existing business of Vakrangee Kendra physical outlet as well as digital platform of Bharat Easy mobile app. Vakrangee Kendra business is retail-centric consumer-facing business. It is an asset-light, high return on capital business, thereby will get the proper representation post the demerger. We believe this would lead to significant re-rating of the core business and would maximize shareholders' wealth. Over the last few years, we have undergone a huge transformational journey whereby we have made a transition from non-exclusive store-in-store format outlet to highly recognizable, standardized, exclusive branded next-gen format outlets. We believe we are now well poised and have a clear visibility for a strong growth journey in the next few years to come. We have aligned our strategy with one of the existing service partners to expand our presence across the country in every Gram Panchayat level. Commenting on the quarterly result performance, we have witnessed stable operating growth on year-on-year as well as quarter-on-quarter basis due to increase in number of outlets as well as our services return to normalcy on the business front. Our revenue from operations increased by 12.98% on year-on-year basis and 3.56% on quarter-on-quarter basis. Our total number of Vakrangee Kendra outlets crossed 24,887, which are spread across 595 districts, 32 states and UTs. Our quarterly gross transaction value crossed rupees 129.5141 billion, where our quarterly number of transactions crossed 33.04 million. Our near-term profitability has been impacted as we are reinvesting our operational cash flows for enhancing franchisee incentives. Our margins have been impacted primarily due to the launch of additional franchisee incentive schemes. These additional incentives are transitory in nature but would lead to quick payback for the franchisee, thereby driving strong new franchisee interest. The maximum impact on gross margin due to these additional incentives has happened and would keep on reducing over the next few quarters, thereby gross margin and profitability will keep on improving henceforth in the subsequent quarters. A strong word of mouth and referral incentives along with pan-India marketing have resulted into higher lead funnel for franchisee acquisition. Further, we have introduced new attractive pricing for all our Kendra models as well as introduced master franchisee initiatives which would help us scale up at much as faster pace and thereby achieving our long-term target well ahead of targeted timelines. We are confident that these strategic initiatives shall lead to significant growth in profitability in long term. Vakrangee Digital Venture Limited is the 100% subsidiary company of Vakrangee Limited. The company has launched a mobile super app-based business platform primarily targeting rural India. Bharat Easy app, India Ka Super App, currently beta trial version has been launched. It is currently a beta trial version and we intend to go fully operational and commercial live in the next 6 to 8 months. We have made live and activated some of the key features like online shopping, total healthcare services, online demat account opening, civil credit score rating services, as well as the online PAN card application services. A unique differentiator and sustainable competitive advantage is whereby our digital super app platform would be able to leverage the Vakrangee on-ground ecosystem, a vast, well-diversified pan-India level physical store network of Vakrangee as a point of physical assistance, especially to consumers to semi-urban and rural remote locations. Vakrangee Digital Venture shall leverage the venture ecosystem, strong brand recall. Vakrangee Kendra enjoy good positive NPS among users. Our NPS score is 60% as per Red Sea research report. access to existing Vakrangee customer base of 25 million active customers, access to existing network of 24,800 plus outlets for physical assistance and consumer awareness. This unique proposition of digital along with physical would help the digital channel to scale up fast and would significantly reduce the cost related to acquiring customer, physical assistance, order fulfilling, and return management of the online orders. Further, leveraging physical presence would result into better customer attraction, a strong brand recall, and better service experience and trust for the customer. Our company has been globally ranked number 1 in the Sustainalytics ESG risk rating ranking assessed in the software and service industry segment. Overall, Vakrangee has been recognized by Sustainalytics as an ESG Global 50 top rated company. Vakrangee Limited has been identified as a top ESG performer out of more than 4,000 comprehensive companies that Sustainalytics cover in the global universe. Vakrangee Limited has also been honored to be included in the year's Sustainability Yearbook 2022 published by S&P Global. Vakrangee has earned S&P Global Bronze Class spot in the yearbook in the Corporate Sustainability Assessment Survey. The Sustainability Yearbook 2022 published by S&P Global is one of the world's most comprehensive publications providing in-depth analysis on corporate responsibility. This annual ranking showcases the sustainability performance of the world's largest companies in each industry and is determined by their score in the annual corporate sustainability assessment. In 2022, S&P Global has assessed over 7,500 companies across 61 industries this year. Vakrangee has been accepted as a signatory of the United Nations Global Compact, and we have mapped our sustainability initiative with the United Nations Sustainability Development Goals. Further, we have appointed Grant Thornton as our assurance auditor for our assurance of our integrated annual report. We have recently released our third integrated annual report for 2021-22 along with reasonable assurance from independent auditor Grant Thornton Bharat LLP. Global recognition reflects company's commitment to further enhance its corporate governance and transparency standards. Company has achieved global recognition across various platforms for its superior ESG performance and long-term business sustainability. Lastly, I would like to again reiterate that our profit margins have bottomed out and we are all set for sustainable improved growth going forward. The maximum impact of the strategic initiatives on PAT margins has already been factored in, and thereby profitability will keep on improving henceforth in the subsequent quarter. We are confident that these initiatives shall lead to significant growth in profitability in the long run. I would now like to take this opportunity to thank our shareholders for their support. We can now open the floor for Q&A session. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin the question and answer session. Participants who wish to ask a question may kindly press star 1 on your touchtone telephone. If you wish to withdraw yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Kindly press star 1 to ask a question. We will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question is from the line of Animesh Sanghvi, an individual investor. Kindly proceed.
Hello. Good evening.
Hello, Mr. Sanghvi.
My question is that going forward, does the profitability will get better from current quarters? Please provide your guidance on the same. Also, can you brief on the long-term growth plan and the number of outlets we are expecting in future?
Yes. Thank you for the question. So, as we have highlighted also that currently our margins have been impacted because of the additional franchisee incentive schemes which we had provided since last quarter. We started in last quarter. And going forward, these are temporary in nature because primarily this is to generate a very strong word of mouth and a positive environment at the field level for doing new franchisee acquisition. Therefore, these are transitory in nature. And over the subsequent quarters, over the next 4 to 6 quarters, this will keep on reducing. Margins will keep on improving, and this incentive will keep on reducing. So our profitability will get back on track over the next few quarters. The maximum impact has already happened. So every quarter on quarter, you will see the improvement coming in, and our margins going back to our standard level. So that is what we expect because we are generating a huge amount of interest for new franchisee acquisition, as well as we have set a very high growth target in order to reach 75,000 next-gen outlets over the next 18 months. So 75,000 outlets was earlier our target for the 5-year period, whereas what we realized was that we are having a first mover advantage in place where our brand is known and people know us very well. And since we are also launching a digital super app platform over and above our physical network, so it becomes very important for us to have a faster expansion at the field level, so the physical plus digital ecosystem can be showcased as a pan-India level kind of presence. So our target is to have a presence across each and every postal code of the country, across each and every district of the country. Currently, we are present in around 595 districts. Overall target is to reach across all 740 plus districts. Currently, we are present in 5,800 plus postal codes. The target is to reach across entire 19,000 postal codes. So for that, we had to come out with some kind of incentive schemes where our existing network becomes very profitable and very strong, and there is a good referral model in place, good word of mouth in place. Because in rural level, what we have realized is the new franchisees, whoever, they largely depend on the feedback that they receive from the existing network. Therefore, the profitability of the existing network is very important. And since we are giving a very good, handsome incentive, which is over and above the regular commission, it all the more become more attractive. And therefore, we are receiving a huge funnel in terms of new inquiries. We have received more than 150,000 plus EOIs, expression of interest. And therefore, if you see, even in the last quarter, we have added almost more than 2,000 plus new outlets which have onboarded, and we have crossed 24,800 plus now. And we are having a very strong pipeline in place. So as these incentives get normalized and get back to their normal levels, the jump will be there seen in the our gross margins, EBITDA margins, and PAT margins. So therefore, what I would say to your query, yes, profitability will definitely improve. Every quarter on quarter, you will see the improvement in profitability, and maybe in the next 3 to 4 quarters, we get back to our normal profitability margin. In terms of the growth target, long-term growth target, our current focus is to reach 75,000 stores within the next 18 months. That is where we are targeting in order to have a 100% presence in across each and every postal code of the country, in each and every district of the country. So the first target is to reach this 75,000 stores. Overall, we feel the market size or targetable addressable market, what we say as a TAM, is basically around 1 million stores, because there are more than 650,000 villages, almost more than 3 lakh gram panchayats, more than 75,000 urban wards, or more than 1 million polling booths. So where we feel that a Vakrangee Kendra, which is within a walkable distance of a local community, the overall market size would be maybe 1 million outlets, but maybe at least we are still scratching the surface. We are still only at around 25,000 odd outlets, but at least we want to grow 3 times this network in the next 18 months to 75,000 stores. I think so that is the key milestone which we are focusing on right now. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Vipul Mittal, an individual investor. Kindly proceed.
My question is, Can you please throw more lights on this master franchisee initiative? How will it impact on the business growth, and what is the future roadmap for the same?
Sure, Vipulji. Thanks for this question. So, master franchisee is a very interesting initiative which we set out, and what we are seeing is that it has tremendous potential because we have already appointed now almost 53 master franchisees in 53 districts across 15 states of the country. So, it's almost the fair amount of pilot, or I would say dipstick, what we have done. And what we have realized is with master franchisee, he is a localized person of that particular district who is already having a very strong foothold, a very strong network in place. And he is there at the local level as our representative, and his skin is there in the game because he is earning basically a commission on the incremental business that the franchisee does. So therefore, all the interest and the intent is completely aligned with our vision and our interest. So therefore, what we are seeing is that a master franchisee at the local level not only brings us a strong local presence, because he's already setting up his own local office, master franchisee office at every district level, plus he's there at the local level to do hand-holding of the franchisees for day-to-day operations, resolving the issues at the local level. At the same time, he's the face. He's already conducting seminars. He's conducting events in order to do new franchisee acquisition, because he also wants to grow the business because his interests and our interests are completely aligned. So that is what we are feeling, is that this is a really game changer more for us. And what we see is that maybe in the next 8 to 12 months, we will have a pan with a proper office in place at each and every district level location. And I have this kind of field force in place where the person is an entrepreneur, because master franchisee himself is an entrepreneur, and he is earning if the franchisees are earning. So his interests are completely aligned with the franchisees and with us. So that makes us more comfortable, more confident. And at the same time, he is much more mature as compared to our normal franchisee, because he is a high net worth individual. He has a strong skill set in place. He is having a strong team in place. So it is not only master franchisee. Every master franchisee has his complete team in place. So they have the spokes for each vertical, plus they have every block level block officer. So that in a way gives me a complete field force onboarded for us. With the local, in the local language, in the local skill set, because for example, if I'm going to the south, language can be a barrier, but here my master franchisee is the localite of that particular district. So that gives much more comfort even for any new franchisee coming on board, because they have a local face, they have a local person to speak to, and local ongoing day-to-day operational support in place. So we feel with the master franchisees in place, our scalability would be much better, would be much strong. At the same time, our monitoring, control and day-to-day operations would be much more tightly run, because the master franchisee is there at the local level, and at the same time, the model is built in such a way that his interest and our interests are completely aligned. So as I said, he is getting a mission of the incremental business that the franchisee network is doing under him. So that makes all the more important that his participation is at the max. So therefore, we feel that with this master franchisee model in place, initiative in place, we will be able to achieve our target in a much more profitable manner, in a much more scalable manner, and definitely it feels very promising from the experience what we are getting from the 53 districts where the master franchisees have been appointed. The results have been very encouraging, and I think so maybe 6 months down the line we will see the fruit of this initiative, and we will see a huge impact in terms of our scalability and profitability. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Jitendra Kumar, an individual investor. Kindly proceed.
Hi. I have seen that Vakrangee is continuously adding new services. What is the current plan to add more services in the near future? In which services you see that there is huge potential for the future growth? Can you please guide on this?
Sure. So as we said that we have built last mile distribution platform basically. So where any brand, any partner, any service can be plugged in, and we can provide them access to a completely unserved, underserved, or a tier 3 to tier 6 kind of customer base. So if you see basically the services like banking, ATM, money transfer, insurance, or online shopping, we had Amazon, and recently we have just done the tie-up with Decathlon. We are currently doing the pilot project for Decathlon. That is again similar to an online shopping for sports goods. On the newer services, healthcare services, total healthcare services has been very promising. We are adding few more products there basically. We are also trying to add agri products. So we have the tie-up with a partner called Big Heart. So where basically complete agriculture products would be available through online portals, products such as seeds, agri equipment. So that looks very promising. That will be going live over the next 2 to 3 months. Demat accounts we have also recently done tie-up with Anand Rathi, so we will also be making that service live. We had done PAN card services and CIBIL score services also through the portal. And what we are also doing is we are exploring many more new verticals. So whether it is in the education side, or whether it is on the employment side, getting rural jobs, getting unorganized job opportunities. So we are exploring those kind of opportunities because that is our target customer base, and these services are more of a requirement in those locations. And how we can also work on the farming and agri side is where what we are exploring. So maybe these are some of the new verticals which might get added over the next couple of quarters. But right now, if you see, our complete financial services is there, complete ATM is there, complete e-commerce is there. Within e-commerce, similar to Amazon, we had done tie-up with Decathlon. We are doing this Big Heart, which is more of an online for agri products. And we are exploring, as I said, two more vertical, which is education, and another one is basically employment generation or skill development. That is where we are working on. And maybe in next couple of quarters, we will be announcing some tie-ups in that space. So I think so that is from our perspective, we want to make our store as the most convenient store for that neighborhood, for that local village level location. So our tagline, what we say, "Puri dunya pados mein ya sab kaam ek dukaan." So we are trying to see what are the things which are not being done at our stores and what we can bring under one umbrella, where our target customer base suits, and which are the more services. But that is where we stand today in terms of new services which we are exploring. Thank you.
Thank you. As there are no further questions, I would now like to hand the conference over to Mr. Amit Sabharwal from Vakrangee for closing comments.
Thank you everyone for taking time out and participating in our Q2 FY23 Concall. Please feel free to get in touch with us in case of any further queries, in case of any further details required. My email ID is ammets@vakrangee.in. It's also available on the website. Thank you and good evening. Thank you.
Thank you. On behalf of Vakrangee Limited, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us. You may now disconnect your line.